We are about 2 weeks away from Luigi's Mansion 2 HD releasing on the Nintendo Switch, and as you guys know, I am pretty excited and I really want to get my hands on it, but it seems like a few other creators have gotten their hands on it before. You know me, I'm not close with the Nintendo, we're not BFFs, unfortunately, but lots of other people have gotten to play Luigi's Mansion 2 HD, and there's been some news and things coming out about this game, and I really want to talk about some of these things with you guys. Now, this might be my last real video talking about this game before Luigi's Mansion 2 HD comes out, because I don't know how much more there's really going to be to talk about after this, because this will kind of answer a lot of the main questions I had about the game. So hopefully you guys will subscribe and stick around and watch other coverage for other games that I'm really excited for, like Life is Strange Double Exposure, which is a game that just got announced that I'm really excited for, and the video I uploaded about it needs a lot of love. So if you love me, please go and watch that video and drop a like. It would mean a lot to me. I am a desperate man. I need that video to hit 100 views. But nevertheless, let's talk now about everything important that we learned about Luigi's Mansion 2 HD. So one of the big questions that we finally got answered is, what more does this offer besides the original game in HD? Nothing. This game is purely Luigi's Mansion 2, just brought to the Nintendo Switch with obviously the visual upgrades that I've been talking about in my past few videos. Obviously, a lot of people are comparing this graphically to Luigi's Mansion 3, and I get why people are doing that, but I really don't think it's fair on Luigi's Mansion 2 HD, since this is a simple remaster of the 3DS game. It's kind of weird to compare a remaster of an older game to the new installment. I feel like it's just kind of unfair on Luigi's Mansion 2. But if you enjoyed the visuals of Luigi's Mansion 2, then you get an upgraded version of that here. So it's literally just an upgraded version of Luigi's Mansion 2, the original. Now, we get to see a lot more of the UI stuff, the kind of things that we get to interact with that aren't the game, and a lot of it, in my opinion, got a real overhaul. The two main things that stuck out to me was, A, the title screen. The title screen is no longer just the logo and a blank background. It is now kind of like the first and third games where it's in front of the mansion. Oh, it looks so good. I really, really like this title screen. I know it's such a small thing, but this just, it's so Luigi's Mansion, and I love it. Now, I'm wondering if the title screen will actually change depending on which mansion you're currently playing through. So, for example, when you go to Haunted Towers, I wonder if the title screen will change to being the Haunted Towers. I don't know, it'd be really, really cool to see if that's the case, but we'll have to wait and see on that. The other part of the UI that I really, really like is the pause menu and all of that. You get to see the sides of the dual screen rather than just this big menu. I don't know, it makes you really feel like you're looking into the dual screen as you're going through your options and all of that. Speaking of options, let's actually go into that real quickly, because there's honestly quite a lot of options in which you can tinker with this game. Now, of course, there's, you know, the inverting or non-inverting of controls, all of that stuff, but the most important option, which I wanted to be here, is here. The brightness slider. Oh my god, we can make this game as dark as we want to. Heck yes. But there does seem to be a caveat, or at least a potential caveat. Looking at it, looking at the brightness slider, we see it's a brightness slider, yada yada yada, we know that, but it does say TV brightness slider, TV mode slider, whatever it actually formally says. And that makes me think, is it going to be like Luigi's Mansion 3, where the brightness slider is exclusively for the docked mode, which I think is kind of the stupidest thing in the world. Why is the brightness something you only allow, to be adjusted in docked mode as opposed to handheld mode? Like, why can't you change that no matter how you're playing it? Then again, maybe you can actually adjust it in handheld mode, because people record this game obviously in docked mode, so it says TV mode brightness, that's what it says here, but maybe when you take it out and play it in handheld mode, it switches to handheld mode brightness. That's kind of my hope. I would hope that you can adjust the brightness slider no matter how you're playing, just to make it how you want it to be, no matter which way you're playing. Like that just makes sense to me. I don't know why Luigi's Mansion 3 had that restriction, so makes me kind of nervous that maybe Luigi's Mansion 2 HD will also have this restriction. Okay, on to the gameplay. Now, the gameplay, I mean, it looks like Luigi's Mansion 2. There's not really too much to comment on here. Visually, like I've said in the previous videos, I think it looks really good. There are some things with the coloring that I do think looks off. Like, I feel like Luigi just kind of looks brighter than the environments for whatever reason. I don't know how to describe it. But one thing I will say I liked that I haven't seen before until now is when Professor Egad calls you, he doesn't take up the whole screen like I kind of feared he would. He kind of just pops up at the bottom and a little speech bubble pops up outside of his little area. And I actually really like it. It actually does kind of remind me of the original Luigi's Mansion where Egad shows up at the bottom right-hand side of the screen and he just kind of talks to you. So the last big change that I wanted to talk to you guys about, which was confirmed specifically by Nintendo Life, is that they fixed the controls, mostly. Now, as you guys know, Luigi's Mansion 2 came out on the Nintendo 3DS, which only has one thumbstick. So if you wanted to move the flashlight around when you were walking around, you had to press the X button to look up and the B button to look down. And here, it seems like it's finally relegated to the thumbstick, where you can move the thumbstick around and look in whichever direction you please. But, for some reason, according to Nintendo Life, they did still keep the X and B looking up and down controls from the 3DS version, even though the thumbstick does the job just fine. It doesn't make sense that they kept it. It's one thing if they would put it as an option, as a separate thing, but having you be able to control the camera fully with the thumbstick, but also having X and B kind of control it, just seems kind of weird to me. I don't know why they would keep that around. So overall, those are the main changes that I have to say with this game, and the last main point I'm going to make in this video, since like I said, this might be the last main video on this topic that I'll make until the game releases. Look, alright, a lot of people are talking smack about this game, and I kind of understand why, right? I mean, Luigi's Mansion 2 is definitely the weakest in the trilogy for a lot of people, for a lot of different reasons, whether it be for the mission structure, or the lack of portrait ghosts, or the goofiness, the art style, whatever the case is, there are reasons that people find Luigi's Mansion 2 inferior than 1 and 3 for a variety of reasons, right? I feel like, look, if you like Luigi's Mansion 2, if you like Luigi's Mansion in general, right, and you're seeing all of these reviews, you're seeing all these previews, I should say, and all these people saying, oh, this doesn't look good, I don't like the way this plays, all that, yada, 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 use your own judgment. If the game looks fun to you, and, you know, if you really want to play it, don't let reviewers and all that shame you out of wanting to buy it or play it, right? Like, I've always made fun of Luigi's Mansion 2. It's my least favorite in the series. I have my qualms with it. There are lots of things I do not like. But I've always respected people who do like the game, because a lot of people grew up with it. It's the first Luigi's Mansion game a lot of people played, so I get it, right? I truly get it. But for me, coming in as a Luigi's Mansion fan, I want people to be able to come to this game and enjoy it for what it is. And if you are a fan of Luigi's Mansion 3 and you've never played 2, I still think you should give this a shot. Yes, $60 is a lot, but most ports and remasters nowadays are $60. That's just how it is. And yes, Nintendo themselves did Metroid Prime Trilogy for I think $40 or $50 and Pikmin for $30 or $40. Like, I get that. But if you really like Luigi's Mansion, I'd say still give this a buy. Support the series. Show that Luigi's Mansion does have a fan base and a lot of support behind it. And hopefully this game sells well enough for Nintendo to see, maybe we should prioritize the Luigi's Mansion series a bit. Or maybe we should also bring the first game around, do a little work with that 3DS remaster. Now, I'm not going to sit here and tell you, you definitely have to buy the game, or you definitely shouldn't buy the game. But if you're a Luigi's Mansion fan, I just want you to consider all of that. That's all I've got to say. That's my piece, and hopefully as more previews come out, as the game gets reviewed by more publications, as we get our hands on it, I really hope that it just all comes together and it ends up being a decently received remaster. So that's all I gotta say on the matter. Thank you guys so much for watching today's video. I really hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, and subscribe. All that stuff down below. And hit that notification bell so you can be notified of when I upload videos. And until next time, you guys, I'll see you all in the next video.